A very warm welcome all the way from Turkey. This is the Predator Turkey Open. And our next match for today is a great battle between World 8-Ball champion Yasmin Ouschan from Austria. She's taking on Julia Babica from Poland. Could definitely be a close match. It's a race to 5. There will be breaking per 2 racks, so alternate break per 2. And in the commentary box is myself, Tim de Ruiter. And this time the EuroTour is 8-ball. And a slight change of rules concerning the race 2 in general. In the men's and in the women's, they made it a little bit shorter, but they will be increased whenever we get to the single elimination. So it's a race to 5 in the women's. And it's a Babica to break the balls. And now for people that have been following pool quite a bit, this is indeed the daughter of Radoslav Babica. She did practice some hayball, I believe, in Poland. She's played some of the junior cups. I think she might have even traveled to Australia to play the Challenge of Champions, so, or in the World Juniors possibly. So I do expect some good stuff from the young lady, but yet is she able to beat the experienced Yasmin Ouschan? Who knows? Yeah, now starting with the dry break. Could actually go solids or stripes, but I think I like to give the 13 a nudge. Play the 13 into the center, nudge the 11, open up the 15. Get straight onto the 12, gets you to the 10. The 14 is always over the side, so maybe there's even a combination 11-15. In that case, things would get very easy. Other option is to play the 15 in the bottom right. It's all about that 11-15 now. That was not lined up anymore, but she solved that nicely to get onto the 15 now. She knows that that 14 is, well, you can make the 14 from technically everywhere. So that's a great backer ball. Could play a little bit of a draw into the 5 ball. She's even nudged the 11 ball, did that perfect. Gotta say, Yasmin definitely looking sharp from the start. And usually when I say something like that so early, I get punished right away. So hopefully she doesn't really do any weird mistakes, but let's hope not. Now, because of the amount of entries, Julia Babica did play a first round match against Emese Kukorica. If I say that, if I pronounce it well, from Hungary. She won that match 5-2, and that's how she did meet up with Yasmin Ouschan. So this is Yasmin's first match, but she has played the EUROTOUR, which Babica did not. And Ouschan might be in that bunch. Already won the European 8-ball title this week. Yeah, and in the European Championships it was just alternate break. In the EUROTOURs, in all of them, it's alternate break per 2. So there was a little bit of a confusing moment there between the two, as Yasmin was ready to rack the balls, and, well, Julia knows that she has the break. So a little bit of a thing, but no biggie, as they say. So she had a try break as an opener. Needs a better break, but I would not count this as a better break. Does leave a bit more of a mess for the Austrian. With the 6 and the 14, maybe the 8 could be some trouble. If you go solids, the 6 ball is trouble. If you go for stripes, the 10 ball or the 13. Yeah, now is she gonna try off this 5 ball to catch the 14, open up the 6, and well, if she plays the right base, she could still be on the 4. She does have the 7 over the corner, so you would say with 2 balls over the corner, she should be able to get something after this bump. Yeah, I don't think she could have played it any better. Sending that 6 ball over the corner too. Now, I might like to play 2. Get from the 7 onto the 6 or the 4. I mean, how are you gonna hook yourself from the 7 on 2 balls over the corner? Well, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but you'll have to try very hard. Yeah, so the first mistake for Yasmin, bit of a weird one, honestly. couldn't really find the words. As I mentioned, actually with 3 balls over the corner, I'm surprised she doesn't get the out. On the other side, this is not the easiest of chances for Babica to start the match with. The 15 doesn't go to the top right. The 14 doesn't go to the bottom left. Well, the 10, 14 and the 13. But I would say the 10 and the 13 you could solve. I'm just wondering, is she gonna play to the short side of the 14? She has not. This is where I think the tricky part will come. She's kind of straight on the 13. She needs an angle onto the 10 to get to the short side of the 14. And as you can see, if you play a lot of pace to stun the cue ball over to the left side of the 14 on this 13, well, she might be trying to do it over the 10 to the corner. Great pot, but no success on getting to that 14 ball. She's gonna take another one to the corner. This looks slightly hampered by the 2 ball though. Now don't forget, we are using a shot clock with 8 ball. The shot clock really causes some issues. It's not easy at all. Sure, if you break and you make 2 balls and all the solids are kind of hanging over the corner, it should be okay. Well, she somewhat did land on the 14, so she managed to get there. But now has to get to the right side of the 15. I'm wondering, can she still get there with top left spin, so inside spin? Cross straight over 1 rail, or does she have to play a lot of right? I think a lot of spin has to be involved. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough, I fear. Does she possibly have a bank on the 15? Does the 15 still slide off the short rail off the 7 into the corner? Those are probably her best options for now. Yeah, good shot there, Julia Babica. Because this is quite an important steal. I mean, I can imagine she had the first 2 breaks going down 2-0 and Yasmin to break the balls twice next. 4-0 could be in the making. And now at least she does have the score 1 each. So that's a big thing. I mean, she's younger, maybe not as much confidence yet. She's playing against a big name. So you cannot expect too much. And honestly, the run out wasn't laying too easy. She had, well, maybe not 2 full problems, but 1.5, you could say, on the table. Yeah, one thing that she will have to fade in this match, Babica, is the fact that Jasmine is quite known for her break. Does have a pretty big break. She's already won the European Championships, as I mentioned, so she must be breaking the balls well. There's no other way around it. Yeah, by getting on the 10, I think she could go forward to land on the 13. 13 doesn't go by the 4. Not a big fan of using the 14 to get there. So 10, 13, and then follow up. Play the 9 in the side, 11 to stun over to get as straight as possible on the 14. But then, yet, there's always something that could happen in the execution. Yeah, things just getting worse and worse. Yeah, she's missed a long 11 ball now, but you know, there is also in 8 ball, there is that point where you know everything is just going to get worse and worse per shot. And actually, sometimes it might be better to miss or play a safety instead of continuing to shoot, because how was she ever going to get on the 13? Yeah, a bit of a trap actually going on right now. Just wondering, can she kick the 14 maybe one rail, or she might be even able to cut the 9 ball? Well, it's Babica actually at the table, so she is going aggressive and cut the 1 ball. Look at this for a shot. Played herself out of trouble there. Started the safety battle and actually won the safety battle. She's got a great chance. The only thing I don't like as much, and that is one she's not supposed to miss. Bit snappy though. So very early comeback actually. So now, still, with the 13 blocked by the 4, the 14 is blocked by the 7 ball. So she's gonna draw back. Most likely get too far, and that is what happened. She might have to even shoot this in the top left corner. And then try to find a gap to get on the same 13. And these are the shots where I'm very happy to be in the booth instead of actually at the table, because those are easily missed. And well, most of the time when you finally make one of those, you're gonna find out you probably run into the 8 or into the 2 ball and you don't get any shape. And I would say this is why she's a world champion, because she played the gap, played it perfectly into the 4, and is on the 8. Yeah, and then to miss that 13, that is just shocking. And I mean, there's still patches of good stuff there. I can see in Jasmine's play. Maybe she's just tired. I mean, she has come from Vegas to play in the European Championships. Well, Vegas was, I believe, 9 or 10 days. And the European Championships is another 10, 12 days. And then the Euro Tour following, so those are a lot of days. And well, if you're a competitor that loses to and out all the time, of course these trips, they don't ask that much from you. But if you play 6, 7, 8 matches a tournament, can definitely be exhausting. Well, does give Julia a great chance to take the lead again. Needs to get on the 2 ball later on, because as you can see, the 2 ball doesn't go by the 13, or just barely. She tried to run into the 8. I was wondering, could she maybe have played the 7 off the 13, opening the pocket for the 2 and the 8? From this position, you would kind of say that Jasmine might get back to the table. I mean, she can play this 3 ball with low left, and it does run towards the 2. If she can get a nice angle on the 2 ball, she can definitely get to the bottom of the 8. But things could have opened up a bit easier. Yeah, and I actually, when she was shooting, everything looked fine, and then towards the end I seen her body shift a bit over as she was trying to tell herself, oh, I'm hitting it too full. That's where I felt like she adjusted on the aiming on the shot, and well, one good shape, and it's still Jasmine to get the lead again, but no easy 8 ball at all. Well, there's more tales to this drama, early drama. Jasmine has to be careful though. I mean, you never know. Maybe she feels like she's supposed to take this match in a quick fashion. But these mistakes could also fire up a young player. They could find some rhythm. Before you know it, you might find yourself down, but that missed 2-ball does give Yasmin another opportunity, and I mean, at some point she's going to make the 8. Yeah, I'm quite sure everybody's looking a bit surprised. I mean, quite some mistakes from both now suddenly. Massive cut though on the 3-ball, and needs to be careful with the scratch. So a bit of spin needs to be applied. Watch the scratch, no scratch. Does she get anything nice on the 8? She does get on the 8, so that is quite a bummer for Yasmin there. Yeah, she takes the 3rd rack there, 2-1 lead, Julia Babica. Now hopefully this rack a little less drama. I mean, it's late for us here in Turkey. I think everybody needs a bit of a rest day themselves. I mean, I've seen a couple matches where we've seen crazy mistakes overall. Oh, and that also just barely drops. She is not feeling great, I can tell you that. Needed just a trace of left to get straight onto the 5, and she's not. Yeah, what now? Could choose to run into the 1-ball maybe, cut this with draw. She's just gonna take the cut, run into the 13, and we'll see. She's lost the cue ball a little bit. But I think it's gonna be okay. I think I would like to play 6-2, 4-1-8. Could also go 6-1, 2-4-8. Kind of feel like it's easier to land on the 1 ball and to get from the 1 ball in the open space for the 8. A bit of preference. Definitely has a nice pattern laying with the 2 ball connecting to that 4. Not if she bumps that. Well, she's still on it, but as you can see, she might even be... Well, she's not happy what she's just done. I don't know exactly what's going on, but... So now could go 1 rail, center of the table. Could also go with inside spin around the 8. The only thing she doesn't want, and well, I'm glad for Jasmine that cue ball stopped just in time. I was gonna say doesn't want to be queuing over the 8, which she just barely avoided. Well, I guess we're not gonna talk about how she got the job done in this rack, because I'm quite sure she doesn't want to talk about it right now. It ain't pretty, but it definitely works. We're now tied at 2. Just a race to 3 from this point, and Julia has 2 breaks to come. Yeah, it would be a great position to be in if she can figure the break out. She's struggled twice with the break. She can get 1 or even better 2 breaker runs in at this point. Put yourself onto the hill, put more pressure on Jasmine's 2 breaks, and in that case you definitely will get the opportunity to close it out. Then of course the question, if you do yes or no, that's always going to be in the open. Now, a lot of consideration to be done. Looks like she's kind of forced into the solids. I mean, either way, some mess down table. And if you know that if you take the 4 ball away, if you do not manage to run out, you're kind of leaving all the stripes open. But what else is she supposed to start with? So, 4 ball. Well, she played on multiple balls at the same time. That's the good news. Now might as well try to get onto the 1. Maybe does the 6 ball go to the bottom right? That's another tricky one. Yeah, she hit it the worst. She had to run the 6-ball open. Did she still land on something though? Well, I mean, she can feel that her stroke is not the best at this point. So all these tricky shots, she knows that at this moment they're not really her besties. Would like to actually just stun the cue ball forward, stun run, get on to the 5-ball at least. A lot of work still to be done. Could try to run the cue ball into the short rail and back out. She was looking at leaving herself onto the 2-ball into the center. Also, this may be a bit more angle than she would have wanted. The next question is, I don't think the 5-ball does go by the 11. So we might have to see the 2 and the 5 in the center if it doesn't go in the bottom right. And when you play shape onto the center pocket, it's just so easy to fall out of line. And well, this definitely is one of those examples. We'll have to play a longer 8-ball, a tester on the cueing, but I don't think any of us would take a risk and try to do more. Gives you a shot. The only thing she's got to do is play topspin. The scratch doesn't happen over the 14. And she does regain the lead now, 3-2. We're slowly getting towards the finish line. But Babica does have another break. She has to find something. And now, I do understand she's younger than Yasmin. So now I kind of feel like if she cannot get the power right from the center, I am a huge fan of breaking second ball. I mean, I've had major results second ball since I was 14 years old. Like, I mean, sure, it gives you a bit more work to do in general. But it all starts with staying at the table. And if it doesn't work from the center, I'd rather change around. Needs 13. Yeah, and as Drake always said, another one. Well, again, another dry break. And imagine the advantage a player can have. Imagine if Yasmin would play only make the 12 in the corner and then play safe. Push the 9-ball over the corner. That means she already has such a big advantage to where Julia cannot run out. And that's why the break is so important. She is opening the rack a little bit though by taking the 13 first. But obviously she's also wanting to run out and not just make 2 balls and play tactics. I mean, Yeah, did land with a slight angle on the 14 to the top corner. Could definitely go forward towards the 9. 15-10 needs a bit of work. I don't think it's laying as a combination. No, she did not go up to the 9. Or can she maybe draw into the 12? No, the perfect nudge onto the 4. She's landed really nicely. Could even play the 10 ball right now, but as you can see, that combination is looking quite straight. Then the next question is how to get on the 9, and I kind of like playing the 10, 10, 12, 9, get yourself straight onto the 15 to go to the 8. She'll have to pull out a big stroke now to get from this 10 to the 9. Unless she'll have to find something to work with from the 15 to the 9. And well, maybe the 15 in the top right and stun over to the 9. I think it's quite difficult to actually get from the 15 onto the 9. And I think she's just trying to play everything way too cute. And another chance for Babica, and gotta say this is, well, I'm not gonna say it's a low level match, but I do say I expected a higher standard from both players, but also mainly with how much I know that they're capable of. She did get onto that 7 ball. Now on these tables I'd rather play the 7 in the top right all the way, because the side pockets are quite tight. Now there is a question in the chat. I honestly would not know what Yasmin's high run is, but I would assume she's definitely ran 100 before. Well, I gotta say she's hit that nice, not just to make the long 5, but also to get nicely onto the 7. Good piece of cueing. She has missed one of those before though, where she started to doubt the angle a little bit. This time no side spin, just going forward. Maybe the one into the center. No, she's played the cue ball out. She's gotta be careful not to move the cue ball too much though. She has the tendency to let the cue ball go all around the table. Try to keep it simple. And I can tell you, Yasmin won't be happy. She's definitely had the opportunity, so she knows. Yeah, quite sure she knows what she's done wrong. of course, but I mean, mentally it's difficult knowing that you've had so many mistakes in... Well, the race to 5 is kind of short. I mean, I think it's a fair race for the average player on the Euro Tour in this women's event, but there's a couple top players in there where I think the race to 5 is a bit short. It also gives more excitement to the matches, because with that 8, Julia Babica has played herself 3 each in this race to 5. And that's the best thing you can do against these champions, you know. Of course, you're a bit impressed. There's a lot of pressure. You've never played her before. Just try to stay close, you know. Eventually, if you put the heat on them, everybody makes a mistake. But yet, I do believe now Yasmin does have 2 breaks coming up. She hasn't been playing the best, so it's too early to assume she's gonna finish the match with 2 breaker runs. But it also really depends on how the balls really spread for her. Yeah, she does get to stay around the table, and if the 8 ball does go in the center, everything is in the open. Nothing too annoying. I mean, sure, the 11 is blocked by the 7 in the top right, and the 12 is blocked in the top left. But she does have a nice shape already to start with. Could maybe go for the 12 in the top right or in the center. Yeah, top right it is. Good draw to play the 13 in the right center pocket. From there, if she can get straight onto the 14, it's a stop shot 14. Tap the 15 and 10 in the corner with the 8 into the side. But she's trying to do not so much with the cue ball. You can see clearly she's just focusing on a ball at a time. Oh, what did she play there? This is just... I mean, definitely she's on it. But queuing over the 8... Like, it's like... She knows exactly what she's done and what she's wanting to do. But every time she touches the cue ball, it just decides to roll either a ball too far or a ball too short. And... has been a nightmare. It's a bit of a stretch now. Just stop the cue ball. Don't go forward. Do something. No. Oh, yeah. This could bring her in big trouble if Julia can solve the 1 ball. And, well, I would go 4-7. Use the 5 ball to go 2 rails into the 1. And you could land on the 3 ball. You open the 1. If you hit it bad, you're going to be on the 6. I think she's got a massive chance to get on the hill first. Now, of course, as I mentioned, she is playing a multiple world champion. She's playing a player that a lot of upcoming players, obviously, they know who Yasmin is. They know what she's done in the past. Possibly a lot of respect. I mean, maybe it's her favorite player. Who knows? I mean, just filling in the blank spaces, but you just don't know what kind of pressure could be on her. But I would love to be in this position right now. Stun left spin, 2 rails into the 1. Yeah, she has not gotten on the 1 ball though. I think she's played it a bit too proper. Could have played a bit more wild onto the 5, but now is there value maybe for a safety? Well, she must be going very aggressive. Is she gonna play the 1 off the long rail, off the 14 into the corner? Or is she gonna play the cut on the 3 ball, run the cue ball into the 14 and hopefully still be on the 1 ball? It's probably her best chance. Wow. How well did she hit that? Just this 1 ball in the top right. Follow the cue ball. Just that. She's gonna be on the hill first. Yeah, there it is. So this 8 ball to get on the hill first. The pole. And also her dad actually playing on the table next to her against Petri Makkonen. Radoslav 6-4 up against Petri Makkonen. And Julia Babica up 4-3 against Yasmin Ouschan. Well, that wouldn't be too horrible of a result for a father and daughter duo. So a lot of pressure coming up on Yasmin's break. And also, if you're Julia, the only thing you gotta do right now is to focus on that 1 opportunity you're guaranteed to get. And that is your break. And everything else that happens into this rack doesn't matter. The only thing she's got to do at this point is, well, every chance she gets in this rack, enjoy the ride, you know, try to close it out. If it doesn't happen, well, main focus was on your own break. Oh, breaking from the side rail. Wasn't expecting her to actually move all the way to the side. Maybe just feels like this way she can hold a bit more grip onto the game. But she's made one. Stripes looking just fine. I think the 13 might go into the bottom left. In that case, I would go 12, 11, 13, 15, 14, 9. But it might not go, or she might have the wrong angle on the 12. So she's going to shoot the 13 off the 11. I'm a bit surprised because she knew that the 11 ball was going to track that way. And I do believe the 11 ball was supposed to hit the 4. So now she needs... Well, I was going to say she needs a really strong run. And actually, I kind of feel like... Just play the 11 into the 4, stick the cue ball to the top short rail, leave the 11 over the corner to apply pressure, and just wait. I mean, the 6 ball is a problem for Julia. The opening shot will be a problem for Julia. I mean, it's not the easiest shots to leave. She's gonna try and get to the short side of this 12. Yeah, she is just taking a deeper hole. I mean, this 11 ball, I do understand she wants to go for it, but how often is she gonna make this? And now, I mean, every time she makes one more ball and runs out of shape, Julia's gonna get more open space to run the table. At the 11 ball, no, it's not gonna go. And she's left Julia in the middle of it. Now the 1 ball is blocked into the top right. So she needs a solution for that. And then also the 6 ball needs to be solved to the bottom left. It doesn't go to the bottom right. And I imagine her heart will be racing. Oh, she did land onto the 1. If she can get now onto the 2 or the 7 ball, either one of them will help her to get onto the 6. We could see a very early surprise in this Predator Women's Turkey Open. Oh, she did forget a little bit of left spin there though. Bit more cut on this 2 ball. Well, she might be even shooting the 3. Yeah, I don't think she's still on the 5. This 6 ball does go to the top left, but this is very missable. Now she can kind of let the cue ball go. I think if she makes it, she's gonna run into the 2 or the 7 if she plays top spin. But just make the ball. No. She was most likely going to hit that too thick. Trying to still control the cue ball in some way. Well, it was a bit of an extra chance, as I did mention. She does have the break coming up next. It's gonna play the 14 top left spin. Not too much left. You don't want to deflect the cue ball too much, but just that little bit to make sure you do not even get anywhere close to the 5 ball. Oh, this one is a little short. So she will have to run into the 2 or the 7. Always a danger. Imagine she finds the gap. She might not be on the 8 if she finds the gap between the 2 and the 7. Oh, and also off the 6 could be a hook behind the 5. Oh, is she still on the cut? She doesn't even know. I mean, how can I tell if she doesn't know? It's close. I mean, this is massive. Make one more mistake on the 8 and the pole does have everything in her control to close out the match. Five seconds. Well, she does make that cut, but she needs to step it up. She kind of saved herself there. But oh well, in the last track of this match, Julia has chosen to go for the timeout. So that means we're gonna be off for a little break. But we'll be back very soon after the break with the final rack. It's a hill. And as you can see, Julia Babica is back. We're tied at 4. It's a race to 5. She does have the break. It's all or nothing. She has not been successful on the break against Yasmin Ouschan, European 8-ball champion, world 8-ball champion. This young lady wants to prove herself against the best, but needs something on the break. One chance, one opportunity. Julia Babica. Oh, nice square hit. Nice square hit. Gets the 9-ball in though. Well, it doesn't have too much of the options, but does have the 11 in the side. If she goes for the stripes, the 15 is one of those balls that I'm not a big fan of. But what else? She doesn't really have any other options to play solids. Yeah, you do still have, if you go 11, drop to the bottom of the table for the 14. You do have the 13 or the 12 to try and get back onto the 15. Oh, apparently she did have more. But I'm actually surprised she had a shot on the 11. And it would have opened up the rack a little bit more because now she's got 2 balls. Two balls that are, well, I'm not gonna say locked because they're open enough, but and I hate to say it, but every ball she has made, things have gone worse. I don't think the 13 still goes by the 2. That means if she makes the 10 from this position, she'll have 3 trouble balls. That's why she's taking the 13. Can she get to the short side of the 11? Can she get on the short side? Well, at least she's putting out a try if she can make the 11. Oh, run full into the 3 ball. Take more cut on the 15, maybe to run into the 1. And then you might have the 10 in the bottom right. So this run is still on. Yeah, she was trying to stun the cue ball or draw the cue ball 1 rail into the 3 ball. That, I mean, most of the time trying to hold the cue ball causes the object ball to be missed on the thick side because you're trying to take pace off the cue ball. It's very logical. Well, it's not gonna make her feel a lot better, so hopefully she doesn't take it too personal if she ever watches this match back. Now, of course, some work. 6-7 doesn't go by the 2. Will like to play the 3 ball first because queuing over the 3 ball onto the 2, nothing comfortable either. Oh, she's even held it too well, I think. Not saying she doesn't have a shot on the 4, but a bit more cut, a bit more blind. Well, the 2-ball does give her a shot on either the 6 or the 7 in the top right. She's going to use the 5-ball to get on the 8-ball. Did she hold it well enough? I think she has. If she thinks she doesn't have it, she could still play the 1 and draw into the long rail and back out, which I don't mind. Because if you have a little angle on the 7 and you bump the 6, now suddenly you bump the 6 together with the 15, or maybe the 6 and the 1 together. And now suddenly the run out is not available. Oh, she did play onto the 5. Where has she gone? Why did she not just take the 1-ball on? Maybe the shot clock is getting to her today. I think her choices have been just a bit different than what I'm used to see from her. So needs a big shot, 2 rails with the cue ball. So top right, stun left. Back towards the center of the table. Could land on the 1-ball to the center or in the bottom left. And now the question is, I kind of like to take the 1-ball away. Is she able to play low right in between the 11 and 15? To land just next to the 15 on the 5. If she runs into the 11, possibly could be hooked. Can she miss the 11? Just barely missed it, but gotta watch the 15. Wow, and she's checked it too much. Can you believe she's checked that too much? Too much inside spin. And I think she kind of felt like this could not go wrong. What can go wrong on this shot? And now a jump on the 5. Every stripe is wide in the open. So a mistake means it could still go Babica's way. Purple. PK rush for the jump. And it's ball in hand too. And this could be a shocking defeat for Yasmin Ouschan. Well, she's looking at just the 11. She's left herself awkward queuing. She could have done a lot more to get closer onto the 11. I would definitely prefer to shoot the 10 from this position and draw towards the 11. And she's missed the 11. I just think she's played a very poor position there. The pressure definitely got to her. That was not straight thinking. That means Yasmin is getting away with something here where honestly, this match, if you would rate this 1 to 10, I think she would definitely rate this performance. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do it for her. But I don't think it's going to look very pretty if everybody, well, if she would give herself a rating. That is just insane. So that means this match to stay in the winners bracket of the field, and the loser will be Julia Babica, that will have to go over the 1 lost side. I cannot imagine that she did not do much more with that ball in hand. Yeah, so there it is, Yasmin Ouschan surviving a scare, and as you can see, disgusted with herself, but she'll get a good night's sleep, as this is our final match for today on Pro Billiard TV. We will be back tomorrow morning at 10:30 local Turkey time. So we would love to see you back at Pro Billiard TV. Tim de Ruiter is signing off. We'll see you tomorrow.